Hi Cancer, welcome to How I Love Tarot. This is a how do they feel about you reading, love reading. So what that means is this is about the person on your mind. How do they feel about you? Now, if you're single, this is not your reading, right? I mean, I know it sounds bloody obvious, but it isn't, right? Because if there's nobody on your mind, then what's the point of watching How Do They Feel About You reading? So you have to have somebody on your mind, and this is a love reading. Again, if you're not interested in love, you shouldn't be looking at this reading. This reading is not for cross watchers. The reason is I'm a psychic and a medium. Either this reading is for you, and I'm going to give you so I'm going to help you to validate that this is your reading. And I'm going to be doing that by showing you first, how do you feel about your person? If that is not accurate, if you don't resonate with that, then this is not your reading. Feel free to come back and look at other readings in the future, or even go back a little bit and look at other readings for your horoscope by me. But, you know, these readings are not meant for 8 billion people on the planet. They're just made for the few that it does resonate with. Spirit, may I have just a couple of cards in the Oracle about how does Cancer feel about their person, please? How does Cancer feel about their person? And for those of you that are single, I don't know if you're still tuned in, but for those of you that are single and want to know about future love, if I have enough time, I'll definitely be doing one of those as well, okay? But it may not be right now. So if you don't see it come up this month, then I will flip it. So for next month, I'm doing purely a singles read, if that's all I have time for. Spirit, may I have how Cancer feels about their person? None of these cards are coming out, Spirit. Thank you. We have two. May I have how Cancer's person feels about them, please? The person on Cancer's mind, how does Cancer's person feel about them, please? Let's go ahead and break that energy. How does Cancer's person feel about them? Now, my shuffles are very long. Please feel free to forward the video about 5 minutes or so, where the reading actually begins. If you're not interested in the shuffle, you might be interested in my particular shuffle, only because the spirit world pushes the cards out, and sometimes that's quite cool to look at, especially if you understand the nature of even how that even comes about. Spirit, may I have how Cancer feels about their, well, we've got that. Can I have how Cancer's person feels about them? How does Cancer's person feel about them? Thank you. All right. Interesting. Wow, the same energy. Oh, I'll get into it in a second. Meaning that two cards came out. It's very well shuffled. There's a lot of shuffling that goes on pre me turning on the camera, and the exact same energy came out in both cards. Spirit, may have the Romance Angels. How does Cancer feel about their person, to validate that this is their reading? How does Cancer's person feel about them? Commercial. How does Cancer's person feel about them? Don't jump. Sorry, Cancer, that is the puppy Shirley. She's sitting on my lap. So if the microphone gets muffled, it's because she stuck it in her mouth. Can I have how Cancer's person feels about them? Thank you. Thank you. Okie doke. May I have, to validate the reading, how does Cancer feel about their person? Just a few cards, Spirit. I don't need, whoa. I don't need a lot, just a few. How does Cancer feel about their person? How does Cancer's person feel about them, Spirit? How does Cancer's person feel about them? Bring forward the energy. How does Cancer's person that they're thinking about feel about them? Spirit wants me to put these two cards back. Give me a second. They said that's not the correct energy. Spirit, go ahead. How does Cancer's person feel about them? Thank you. Thank you. Let's get on with this reading and then I'll pull a little bit more cards. Cancer. Spirit, bring it forward. How does Cancer feel about their person to validate that this is their reading? What we have is worth waiting for in the Romance Angels. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Spirit, bring it forward. Why is that particular card coming forward with these two oracle cards, the Spirit of Place and the Goblins? So it looks like you're going through something quite difficult, Cancer, and this is affecting the decisions that you're making throughout your life. It's having a domino effect, and it includes love relationships. It includes whoever this person is that you're thinking about. Now, it does feel like there's conflict in your life. It does feel like there are things that are extremely difficult that you're having to overcome. There's also been some difficulty and some conflict with this person with their prior history with you and them. But it doesn't feel like it's playing a big role in how you're feeling about them, but it does feel as if they've got some things that have, that are potential issues, that are cracks in the foundation of a relationship, and they contributed to that, right? And that's big things. So it could be things like it's big things, right? So it's non-negotiables, like addiction, right? If they're heavy drinkers, if they are, you know, what do you call it, 420 friendly, but yet they are overindulging and it's not really for medical purposes. If they're pill popping, if they are into gaming and, you know, things to the extreme is what this feels like. Darkness, right? So it's where people are overindulging where they shouldn't be. It's where it's the warts and all kind of a thing, right? Now, every relationship has that. Every human being has warts and all, right? But these are cracks in the foundation of a relationship. So if you're bringing that into a relationship, that is not a good way. And if the person thinks that, you know, hey, you know, everybody else puts up with my crap, why can't you? Then they're deluded, right? So there's things that they have brought in to this relationship, and it doesn't mean things, it could be one thing, right? It could be that, let's go away from that, maybe addiction quality, and maybe even looking at travel. Let's say that they travel 90% of the time for their work, well, and then they come home for the 10%, but then they're exhausted, they're tired, they've got things that they need to do, let's say like pay bills and run errands and do stuff. And so, you know, where's the quality time, right? It's just things that they're choosing over you. So spirit of place here, how do you feel about them? Is for some of you, you've met them quite a bit ago, seasons have passed, and spirit, bring it forward clearly. How does Cancer feel about their person? This person is transforming, and you know that, but they're transforming because of you. It's kind of like you've brought in a type of energy into their life that they're not used to. And so the changes that were happening are because of you, not because you're demanding them, not because you're saying, well, you have to change. It's because of the nature of who you are. And so that is taking place in the energy, and you want them to change because they're changing for them, right? Because if they're changing for you, then that can be something that is not long lived, right? That is something that can be quite temporary if you're not careful. So how you feel about them is kind of, let me get more into how you feel about them, because that's quite negative, and I'm feeling a lot of loving energy towards this person. So that may be the history of the relationship. Let's take a look at how you feel about them here. It feels like maybe you're going through something in your life that's leading to transformation. They're going through something through their life that's leading to transformation. Together, your lives have transformed. There's been endings and beginnings here. So what that means is there's been making up and breaking up in this relationship. There has been transitional periods in the relationship that were going on perhaps separately, right? So they're adjusting to something in their life, let's say a work schedule or family matters that have nothing to do with you, right? So it's kind of like they're transitioning, adjusting to certain things in their life. You're transitioning and adjusting to things in your life. And so what's happened is there's a metamorphosis that created change and an end to the relationship. But what I see here is a desire to move forward with your person in a different way. There's a spiritual context to your relationship. And it does feel like, even though here in the Nine of Pentacles, we have you very focused on your money, being self-sufficient, being independent, being financially independent. Spirit, bring it forward here. Can I have a little bit more, just more information, please, about how does Cancer feel about their person, like emotionally? How do they actually feel? Because we've got a lot of kind of what's happened in the past, and we've got kind of things that have happened to you both, but I'm not seeing how you feel about them. Thank you. Say no more. Lovers. We've got the Lovers, right? So we've got love, right? How you feel about this person. Now, are you in love with this person? The way the energy is coming out is the energy of being in love is not flowing, but the Lovers is coming out. And so what we have is how you feel about them is harmony. You want a relationship with them. You want a union with them. You want partnership with them. There's a deep attraction, physical attraction to them. You have a lot of passion for them. And it feels like time has passed now, where maybe there's things that you didn't appreciate before, but you're now appreciating it. It feels like you're in a different headspace, Cancer. So you're looking at things differently. You want to come into alignment with this person. You feel as if here, it could be that the relationship didn't get a chance to take off, is what it feels like. Because, you know, like what I said, right, there are other things going on in each other's lives that have nothing to do with the relationship, but it's affecting the dynamic of the relationship, right? But it feels like, whether that be with you or with them, it feels like you're both making, well, let me get into theirs in a minute, but it feels like your situation, your mindset, your perspective about them has changed, and you do value them. There is a deep love here that you would like to explore. Now, like I said, the flow of love is not here, so falling in love may not have happened yet, but I think you recognize this person enough to know that if given enough time and chance, and with these other things out of the way, that you can fall in love with this person. You're very vulnerable to this person. This person makes you feel safe. This person gives you a lot of strength. And the two of you together can be extraordinarily powerful. You complement each other very, very well. But there's work that's needed on this. Here, how do they feel about you? Well, let's start off with the romantic angels. I mean, the romance angels. What we have here is romantic feelings. They feel quite deeply for you. Give your relationship a chance. They want to move forward with you. They want to give this relationship another chance. They can't help the way they feel about you. They want to hold you, protect you, love you. There's that protective quality, that nurturing quality coming out in the energy of their space. They want to, whatever you're going through that's difficult, they want to make it easier for you. They want to be there for you. They know that you can do stuff on your own, Cancer. They admire you. They think that you're extremely strong and an inspiration and a motivation to them and to others. They have very high regard for you. They're very proud of you. Like they talk about you. They brag about you. So I feel like even when you guys were dating, they talked about you to people that are very important to them. They really, really, there's some self-esteem stuff here going on where they feel like they perhaps were not good enough for you. But if I look at how do they feel about you right now, they just they have intense romantic feelings for you. It feels like they really miss you, and it feels like their heart, the emotions, it feels like the separation is creating a lot of clarity. Now, they always knew how they felt about you, according to this. They always knew. So it feels like this person loved you. It could, let me throw it out there. And this bit, take what resonates. Don't do that with my readings, but for this particular sentence, do it. It seems like this person fell in love with you, but you didn't with them. Not here, not the way the information looks. However, and it feels like you didn't have enough time, right? And that happens sometimes where one person falls in love and the other person hasn't quite gotten there yet. But it doesn't mean they're not going to get there, and it doesn't mean it's supposed to happen simultaneously. But this person, what it feels like is they always knew from the moment they met you that you were the one that they'd been waiting for. You are the one, and it's almost like that was so overwhelming to them that they pulled back, is what it feels like. And so they were thinking a lot about you. You know, they spend more time thinking about you, it feels like, than they were with you when you were together. There's that energy coming across that, like, you could be in front of them, looking at them, like, please engage me. And because they've spent the whole time thinking about you, whether they be at work, while they're driving, they're constantly thinking about you. And it's almost as if you're sitting right there, but they're not engaging you. So there was a little bit of disconnect there. But in their mind, I don't think they realize that. I don't think they realize, because they spend so much emotional energy just like contemplating about you, that they don't realize they weren't giving to the relationship the way you needed it to. This also feels like they just want to come back. They just want to be with you. All right, let's move on. Here in the oracle cards, we've got 2 elephants, right? We've got stuck in the mud, and we've got 1 ring circus. So this person feels like they're stuck. They feel like they are in quicksand. They feel like they don't know what the right thing to do is. They feel very isolated right now, very withdrawn from things. They're trying to sort out their emotions. There's a lot of hidden emotions here. It feels like they feel lonely without you. They feel alone. Now, this person makes me feel like they could be with somebody. They could be dating. But it's even worse now, because they feel like that person is not for them. They're not connecting with this person, and they couldn't care less, to be quite honest. They're trying, because they're not that kind of person to just use somebody. So they're trying to connect with this person. They're trying to engage. If anything, they're giving them more than they gave you, because they're trying so hard to be like, you know, well, you're more of a match for me, right? You're not out of my league. And I'm talking about whoever they may be dating or seeing or something. And I do feel that quite strongly, that they're trying to move on from you. So, you know, they've moved on, right? But they're trying, but it's not really being successful. They're very loyal. This person's very emotional. They're very intense, but people don't realize it. People don't, you know, they see this person and don't realize how still waters run deep with them. So trying to balance out what they're feeling, what they should be doing. Spirit, give me more information. How does Cancer's person feel about them? Page of Swords, you guys are not talking right now. I saw Page of Swords in reverse. It feels like they regret something that they said to you. They feel like they shouldn't have said it. It feels like it was the truth, right? Because it was the Page of Swords. It felt to them like it wasn't a big deal. It was just, you know, they didn't mean to hurt you. They didn't. But it feels like they felt like this relationship turned on a dime with something that they said, that they thought that they were just being truthful and just being open and honest. And it was pretty insignificant to them. And they may have told you, right? They may have told you, yeah, I'm dating, right? Because you guys are not together. And so they're like, yeah, I'm dating, or I'm seeing someone, and because they're just being real with you. They're just being honest. And that's what makes everything turn on its head. And there's regret there about them wishing that they had never said that to you. Here in the Six of Cups, we have happy memories with you. But you know what this really, really feels like is that there aren't, for many of you, I want to say that there aren't many memories built with this person. But the way they feel is that's what they want. They want 40 years of memories. And they want you to be the one to look back and say, yeah, we have this deep-rooted history, and there is this kind of feeling of past life connection, if you believe in that sort of thing. But it does feel like there's such a strong connection here. And they feel as if they want to build with you. They want to build those happy memories with you. They want to grow old with you. Here in the Page of Wands, we have, again, right, they feel very inspired by you, very motivated by you. So there's some conflict going on within their energy. Can I just, Spirit, can we come back to this card and can we go into where the conflict is? So what they feel about you is the Ace of Cups in reverse, right? We've got emotional loss. They're very blocked emotionally. The love is blocked. Like I said, it's not flowing towards you, but they feel it. There's an emptiness now. They're very intuitive, this person, and so they're giving you space, they're giving you room, but they're repressing their emotions. They're repressing how they feel. Here in the Emperor in the reverse, you know, they're overindulging. Here we have that overindulgence in their energy again. So they may be overindulging in something. Now, for some people, I just saw sleep, right? So they may be going into a little bit of a depression where they're sleeping more than they should. Well, it's not that they're sleeping more than they should, is that the only way that they can really kind of get some peace and try and deal with this is through sleep, right? It's the only time their mind is not running. They're quite stubborn, this person, and you know, they feel that they've made some reckless decisions. And again, this is their alignment with you. You bring out the best in them, that you make them want to be a better person. And this is a good person. I can feel this. This is a very, very good person, a very generous person, but they you know, it feels like they've been used in the past. They've been manipulated in the past, in past relationships. But to the right person, they have it all to give, and they love you so much. They just feel like it's kind of like a Beauty and the Beast scenario, where they're the beast and you're the beauty. Like they feel like you're the prize, and you know, how could they even think that you would want them? So they're putting you up on a pedestal, which is not really good, because it's a distorted way of thinking. Here we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So they're looking at their finances. So there is something to do with money here, in reconnecting with you. So they want to get their finances in order. There's some regret here about how, again, there's a recklessness that they feel that they've gone through. And there's something to do with you where they're like, man, if I had not done that with that money, I could use that money. And if I had some kind of, you know, like if I was like Cancer and I thought things through and I had some forward thinking, I would realize that I needed that money. They needed that money and I should have it for them. So they're looking at working even harder to come back to you where they do have money. There's a sense of wanting to give to you financially, wanting to give to you energy-wise, wanting to improve your life. This person is such a good person, Cancer. This person's heart is in the right place. They're a big old softie, but they've gone through a lot. Here in the Page of Wands, what we have is, again, them feeling inspired by you, them coming up with new ideas about how they want to proceed with you. So there's silence is what it feels like between the two of you. And however that silence came about, that's not what's on their mind. To them, the silence is temporary. To them, you're going to come forward to them. But when you do, they want to be able to tell you, hey, Cancer, I'm in a different position. I can hold my head up high. I can tap into my potential, and I can meet you not only halfway, but I can see you and raise you, right? I can definitely give you what it is that you need, and you don't have to worry. So that when they think about the future with you and kind of like having this different direction, because it gives them a lot of hope and inspiration, because now they need to know. It's kind of like they were making money and they didn't have a direction for that money. Now, we all want money, right? And it's not to say that, you know, they don't have things to spend their money on, but it feels like it was kind of frivolous, right? And here we see that with goblins, right? So here, how you feel about them, it's kind of like, well, you know, listen, if you're spending money on things like addiction, alcohol, drugs, pills, gaming, these are all things that don't lead to a better life. You know, there's also other kinds of addiction that I can't mention here on YouTube, right? And so it doesn't make you feel good about yourself, right? I've never met an addict that says, oh yeah, I feel brilliant about myself after smoking that crack pipe. I'm a clinical psychologist. I work with a lot of addiction. And so, you know, I don't know, if you spend $5,000 a year on your addiction, that's $5,000 that could go to something quite positive instead of going to something that's like throwing it down the toilet. And so this is kind of what this person is thinking of is, and whatever that overindulgence is, right? I'm not saying it is an addiction. I'm just saying that there's money being spent or things that they're indulging in that they could be put to better use. And so what we have here is them wanting to, they get excited when they think about you in the future. There's a freedom that you bring to them and a direction, a grounding, a purpose. They want to rescue you in no uncertain terms, and they know that they can. They know that they can. It's almost like you guys needed to go through this, Cancer. It's like you needed to have these bumps in the road and the separation to understand that you both want, desire, need each other, love each other, want to come back with fresh eyes and want to really turn this whole thing around. Spirit, can we have the information about what is Cancer's person going to do? What actions are they going to take towards Cancer? If they're in a relationship, if they are dating somebody, they're going to end it. They're going to end it. We got the Three of Swords in the reverse. This hurt you, right? And I feel like this is what they were honest about. Like, hey, yeah, I'm dating people. And they regret that. They regret telling you. They regret even engaging in it because to them it feels like a bloody waste of time. But anyway, so they're ending that. What else, Spirit? What else can Cancer expect? We got the Empress in reverse. They're very impatient. They can't concentrate right now. They're very indecisive and overwhelmed while not connected to you. Is Cancer's person, Spirit, going to come forward to them? I mean, are they just going to sit there? What the hell's going on? Is Cancer's person going to reach out to them? Now, if you're a Cancer and your person's a Cancer, I don't know what to tell you. That's a bit confusing for me as a reader. So for those of you whose person is a Cancer, I don't know. Anyway, that just popped into my head. Spirit just brought that in. You might need a private reading because the way the energy is coming out is that Spirit is telling me there's going to be some confusion if your person is a Cancer and you're a Cancer. Spirit, what action is Cancer's person actually going to reach out to them? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. That was nice of you. Let's see. You want it in the upright? You want it in the reverse? Okay, we have the King of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Wow. Is there a card start? King of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands and we have the Three of Wands. This person does not know what to do. To them, you're the guiding light in this. You're the navigator. You're the North Star. You're the one that navigates this ship. And what I mean by that is you're the leader, they're the follower. And I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. What I mean is that they don't know what to do. You're the one with the big picture. They want to do what it is that you need. They see you as the big picture. They see that you have challenges that you've got to overcome. They see that you're focused on career and money and things like that. They see that they're focused on career, and they're just knowing that this is impeding the progress to get to you, but they don't know how to get to you, Cancer. Here we have the King of Swords. They're making a head over heart decision. This bloody, I was going to call him an a-hole. Sorry, Cancer. Idiot. They're making a head over heart decision. Because this is what they've always done, right? In difficult situations, what do? You choose logic, right? You choose like work, or you know, idiot. Listen, this is ridiculous. They are working on their stuff, meaning that they are working on their money. They're working on like in the meantime, what they're working on is bringing themselves up to a situation financially. Money is a big thing here. Work is a big thing here. And they're trying to understand how they can kind of transition into your life and still, they want to be a provider to you. So they are taking responsibility for challenges that they see that they have to overcome before bringing themselves to you. And they're trying to maintain control of this situation, but there's a lack of direction because we got the Three of Wands in the reverse. You know, without you, you know, you're their sunshine, Cancer, to the darkness. You know, they're like a night owl, and you're the sun that rises, and then they can see the mountains, and they can see the ocean, and they can see everything because the sun has risen. And without the sun, there's darkness, and they just don't know what they're looking at, and so they're taking small steps. They lack foresight. There's unexpected delays. There's obstacles. This person is a glass half empty right now, right? They're very pessimistic about their own self-confidence and how to move forward. This is affecting their confidence. If I were to be so bold, I would say, if you're thinking about reaching out to your person and reconnecting, give it some time. Give it some time. I feel like they need to sit in this energy, and they need to take care of things. Spirit just made me see here that they've got to end whoever it is they're dating or seeing. They've got to end that. So that's something that's in their energy, and that's something that's imminent that they're going to be doing. That's going to come to a close for sure. But again, it kind of adds to them feeling kind of bad about themselves, right? And so there's some self-esteem issues going on here. When you're ready, Cancer, I don't feel like this person's going to reach out to you, but I feel like this person is respecting your boundaries that you've put down. They feel like they're not good enough for you. They feel like you're the person that takes charge in life, and that when you want them back, you will let them know. And so I don't know if today is the day to kind of reach out to them. Spirit makes me feel like 30 days. Spirit makes me feel like give them about, like if this has just happened where you guys are not in contact and communication with each other, give them a minimum of 30 days to end this, right? Because what you don't want to do is let's say reconnect with this person and then they end that relationship, because that's, you know, what you need to see in a way unconsciously is, hey, if I mean so much to you and you know that this hurt my feelings, that yeah, we're not together, but you moved on. If I really mean this much to you, then do the right bloody thing, right? And end the relationship that doesn't mean anything to you. And even if you can't do it for you, do it for that person, right? Because then you're just kind of, you know, they're thinking that they can get something from you, a connection that they really can't get, right? So you need to see them step up. I do feel like they're going to do that. For a couple of you, it does feel like the minute you contact them, that's their sign to like 69 this and be like, see you later. Don't let the door hit you on the butt, right? So I see that energy too. But give it some time. If you're going to, I feel like they're not going to reach out to you because they're respecting you. This person is such a good person. Their heart is in the right place, but they're confused. Give it some time. You think about where you're at, think about where you are, think about what it is that you need. Think about, like, if you're going to have them come back, you really do need to be solid in that commitment, and you have to be able to allow the space for the relationship to maneuver and grow. It does feel like this person feels quite destabilized by you because you're in charge of the relationship. So this person, even though the relationship may have ended a couple of times because of them or things that they instigated, that's not how they look at it. They look at it that you ended the relationship with them, and therefore there's an instability in the outcome for them, right? So if you do recommit, it's got to be recommit to really, really recommit, because this person's ready for long term. They're ready for the rest of their life with you. They're willing to let go of these things that are negative behaviors or negative things that, because they know. Trust me, Cancer, they know that they could be not wasting their time on this crap. But, you know, sometimes we need somebody to come into our life to hold us accountable, to say, listen, you're better than that. And I expect if you're going to be in my life that you need to step up to the plate and be better. Because what's the point of me being the best person I can be and you're just a sliver of who you're supposed to be, right? So anyway, see all that energy for you. I really hope this reading helped. And hit like, subscribe, leave me a message. I do love getting your messages. Leave me a message if you feel like if you're a Cancer and this is a Cancer that we're talking about in regards to the person, and this was very, very unclear. You may need a personal reading. So Spirit did say that. You can look in my description for that. And if you're interested in life coaching, I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm not somebody that got a certificate by a weekend training or online classes. I got a lot of degrees and a lot of experience under my belt. So if you're interested in that, feel free to contact me about that too. Cancer, that was your reading. I will speak to you soon. You take care.